Begin our program at the United Nations headquarters in New York, where the Security Council has delayed a vote on expanding sanctions on the Democratic People's Republic of Korea over its recent missile test and rocket launch. A vote on the U.S. drafted resolution was expected on Tuesday afternoon, but following a request by Russia for a procedural 24-hour review of the document, the vote was pushed back to Wednesday. Earlier, we spoke to our correspondent Li Tan in New York. She talked about what's behind Russia's request to delay the vote, as well as the expected impact of the proposed sanctions on the DPRK. Take a listen.
Russia had earlier expressed concerns over the negative impact these proposed sanctions could have on an already dire humanitarian situation in the DPRK and its negative impact on legitimate economic ties between Pyongyang and foreign countries. Specifically, Russia wanted to soften the proposed ban on the supply of jet fuel to the DPRK. It wanted to remove an individual that had been blacklisted under the original draft, and it also wanted changes made to restrictions on passenger planes bound for the DPRK. It appears that some of the revisions requested by Russia has been executed, some of them resolved, according to reports from Russia's TASS news agency. We also have word from the UN that a vote has been rescheduled to take place at 10 a.m. New York time on Wednesday, and we expect the vote to adopt this resolution to occur at that time. Now, Russia, even though it had concerns and some objections, it did acknowledge that even though the resolution isn't an ideal one, it is a necessary one. If adopted and implemented, this would be the fifth round of sanctions from the UN targeting the DPRK's nuclear program, and the most severe by far. So we're looking at a long list of restrictions and some very substantial ones. The real question is whether UN member states will implement these sanctions and these restrictions. If they do, it would put a significant squeeze on Pyongyang's ability to access funds, technology, and nuclear know-how. Li Tan, CCTV, New York.